Millie Bobby Brown, Ice Spice, and Lizzo. What do these three women have in common? Is it their talent in acting? Or maybe it's their popular songs that have made them who they are today? Well, I can confirm it's neither. We're gonna find out why exactly these three women keep ending up on headlines. But before we do that, please make sure to subscribe. The aim is 1,000 subscribers. And if you like the video, leave a like too.
Hi everyone, it's Millie. I want to take a moment to address something that I think is bigger than just me. Something that affects every young woman who grows up under public scrutiny. I started in the industry when I was 10 years old. I grew up in front of the world, and for some reason, people can't seem to grow up with me. Instead, they act like I'm supposed to stay frozen in time, like I should still look the way I did on Stranger Things Season 1. And because I don't, I'm now a target. This isn't journalism. This is bullying.
If you've been on social media recently, then I could just say one word for each of them that describes how the world views them. Aging, Ozempic, fat. Summarized in one word, but with infinite pain behind it. Being a woman in the industry, as we already know, comes with challenges that the general public won't ever be able to understand. From the constant expectation to sexualize themselves, to the criticism about their actual talent in their field. To me, it sounds like it's not even worth getting into an industry like that. We see multiple women, just like Lizzo, try to stand up for themselves, but at some point, it just gets too much.
Sometimes I feel like the world just don't love me back.
Singer Lizzo is in tears.
I feel so down. I worked so hard. It's fat phobic. And it's racist and it's hurtful.
We see that recently, Lizzo has been going through a weight loss. But instead of congratulating her, both men and women have been criticizing her about how she talks so much about being proud and happy about who she is, but then gives in and decides to lose weight. Only on social media will you find people criticizing someone for making a healthy decision that could only benefit them in the long term.
Look at those abs. Somebody called me skinny on the internet. I said, bitch, where? If anything, I am thick, fat and thick. That is F-H-I-C-K. Anyways, let's get into this workout. I don't know what any of these moves are called. I'm exhausted just looking at it. Look at the body. The bodying. The bodying these bitches.
And what about Millie Bobby Brown? Known for her outstanding roles in movies and shows, like Stranger Things and Enola Holmes. The topic of conversation seems to be less of what her acting looks like, and rather what her face looks like. People are angry that she doesn't look like her young self that they grew so fond of. Comments like these move people, especially these celebrities with money at their disposal to go through plastic surgery. Maybe if they do, the public would finally shut up. But funnily enough, the same people have the audacity to ask why she didn't have enough self-love to stay as she was. Slowly, her acting or her singing starts to slip, and now she's both unattractive and also bad in her field. A vicious cycle that has chewed up and spat out way too many people in the industry. Moving on to Ice Spice. People definitely noticed a change from this to this. Now, people weren't outwardly criticizing her weight. In fact, they loved it, although it was the only thing they loved. Even at some concerts, she looked uninterested because she knew they were only there for one thing. Now, Ice Spice never actually confirmed she was on Ozempic, but that didn't matter to the public whether she was telling the truth or not. The Ozempic weight loss was already associated with her. But if everybody loved her body so much, why exactly did she go through with the weight loss? Well, I believe it comes from two reasons. Maybe she was tired of being associated with just that one thing. So if it was gone, they would have no choice but to like her for her actual music. But maybe it was also the pressure from her label. It could be that it was an ultimatum. She could either lose the weight or they wouldn't show as much favor to her. Either way, the results didn't seem to make her happy. Her fans were just complaining about her weight loss now. and still no focus on her actual music. In fact, there was more hate now because, as some mentioned, at least the body made the music somewhat bearable. Now that it isn't even there, what's the point? 3 women with 3 completely different lives for the same issue. And you know what? It's never gonna change. We live in a world, whether we like it or not, where women's values, more times than not, is equated to how attractive they are. And because this is biologically wired into men, it won't change. It can be silenced, but it'll still be there. Much like a lot of sensitive topics today. What comes out of people's mouths can be silenced or changed, but the prejudice still remains. We live in the devil's world, and there can never really be peace, equality, or everlasting kindness in a world like this. The best we can do is to love our neighbors. With that, we can come close enough. And issues like this wouldn't need to make headlines, because the problems would either be a lot less or non-existent. If you liked the video, please make sure to subscribe. The goal is 1,000 subscribers. And if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like too.